It's so dense. Every single image has so many things going on with it. But oh my, this channel is turning into prequel memes, I can see. In fact, I'll probably choose a prequel reference for the title just because to annoy some fans. I mean, I myself don't like the prequels, so I don't know what's up with that. It's like, how am I, would I be like trolling myself? I don't know. Whatever, this is the Mississippi King welcoming y'all back to more Let's Play Mega Man 10. And in the last episode, we took out the first 3 Robot Masters, which meant we went commando. Yes, I had to make that joke. Like, that joke was coming, and I kinda regret not making it in the last video. So, yeah, we went commando, and got some pretty decent weapons. And an awesome weapon, the Triple Blade. And, in this episode, we'll take out the remaining Robot Masters. One thing that I feel I should have mentioned in the last episode, one thing that I forgot to mention, is that in Japan this game is known as Rockman 10 Threat from Outer Space. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be the threat from outer space, or a threat from outer space, because the Japanese language apparently lacks words like the or to describe things. So, that means that, like, I don't know. Oh, and it's also threat from outer space! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Yes, they put in exclamation marks in the title. But, what's that threat from outer space? I myself am not quite sure about that, although I have, like, a suspicion. We'll get to that later. But at the moment, I'm just focused on getting through Chillman's stage.
It's pretty hazardous on hard mode. But, fortunately I have some good weapons to protect me. I mean, that Triple Blade, that really comes in handy right here. I mean, I guess I have to, like, speed this crap up. So, I mean, guess that means it's time for a speed montage, because seriously, I do not want these videos to be getting too long. I don't know why it takes so long to, like, get through stages now. It didn't used to take this long. I could have sworn it. Maybe I'm just, like, slower, or, like, I just haven't been able to, like, speedrun these, or, like, get through extremely fast, or, that, like, I'm just not as quick at this game as I am with others. I don't know, I mean, it's just a hunch, because, like, I don't really think that that's the case, but it could be. And this part is kind of annoying because, like, you're constantly bombarded by, like, these enemies that will, like, fall and, like, knock they'll break the ice blocks, which, break into hits, whether you shoot them or someone steps on them, and that someone can include you. But, yeah, Chillman's stage is pretty hazardous, so you'll want to watch out for that.
The Chillman is actually the robot that I'm tackling right now because I think his weapon is pretty decent. He gives you the chill spike, and I like it, kind of. Well, not so much the spike part, so much as the chill part, because it allows you to freeze the big guys in place and get in, like, a bunch of hits into them. And that comes in handy a lot. It can save you so much health if you know what you're doing and how to use it. But it can also be used to destroy the enemies that move along the ground, the ones that, like, fire when you hit them, either by touching them or shooting them. It just destroys them, which means you can use it to clear the path ahead. There are a few other situation uses, but it's not as bad as people seem to make it out to be. actually find it to be quite useful. The attack Chillman gets in hard mode is like where he shoots the multiple spikes after jumping into the air. And is it weird that I actually find this fight to be easier on hard mode, just like for Commando Man? Because I do. I mean, not necessarily easy mode, but easier than normal mode, weirdly enough, because he gives you, like, a lot of free hits. But I died to him off-screen. Just like for Mega Man 9, I'm getting the info for the Robot Master info cards off of Mega Man Wiki, but here's another cutscene. Roll!
Oh, it's you, Mega Man! Thanks to you, I was able to create a prototype cure.
Once we have all the pieces to the machine, we can start mass-producing the medicine. I think everything's going to be okay.
That's great news. I'll go back out there and get those remaining pieces.
Before you go, Mega Man, are you sure you're not suffering from any symptoms of robo-answer?
No, I'm great. Use the medicine you have on those who really need it.
Well, if that's what you want.
Dr. Wily is totally not going to be like the villain of this time, obviously not. But now we're actually going to be tackling Solar Man as Proto Man. I find Solar Man's stage to be perhaps the best in the game, one of the best, and easily he has the best music of the Robot Masters in the game. This is like probably my second or third favorite Robot Master scene. It's that good. Like, Yamato Man is my #1 favorite, but second favorite would have to be Solar Man, or maybe third favorite, but it's up there. Like, as a whole, I don't think this game's soundtrack is quite on the same level as Mega Man 9, but its highs are higher than Mega Man 9. Like, its best tracks are definitely better than the best tracks of Mega Man 9 in my eyes. It also has one of my favorite themes in the entire series.
And so, fortunately, we've come into this stage with several weapons that are definitely going to make this easier. One thing I should have mentioned about base is that whenever you would dash after, like whenever you would jump after dashing, then that's when you would get to like move faster when you're in the air. So dash and then jump, and when you're in the air you move much faster and can jump farther. You can use that to your advantage, and it's a great speedrun tactic. Or like whenever you want to do that. And this stage is pretty hazardous, but I find it to be very fun and full of interesting challenges.
Like, especially on hard mode. Like, I think that this place is just kind of boring on easy mode. Because it's like, there's no challenge to it. And the lava, by the way, is insta-kill, so you'll want to watch out for that. And fortunately, I have ways of avoiding that, mainly my excellent skill. And it's all from practice, folks. But one thing about Chillman, apparently he's like responsible for stopping glacial melting, and he also uses his photos of his experiences in the Arctic to raise awareness of the importance of nature, so that's nice. But, yeah, he's still fairly simple, like, I find Solar Man to be kind of unpredictable. Like, the fight can either go fairly easily or fairly difficult. Like, weirdly enough, it's kind of like Magma Man in that regard. But, this game is similar to Mega Man 9 in several ways. And, that's interesting to note. And I'm not showing the cutscene that plays for, like, Proto Man after you beat the 4th Robot Master, and my mistake, you actually get Rush Jet after beating 4 Robot Masters instead of the 5 like in Mega Man 9. But once you get 5 beaten, then that's when you get a cutscene, and I'm not showing you Proto Man's version because it's identical to Mega Man's. Like, I'm not going to be showing repeat cutscenes, only cutscenes that are different in some way. So, that means that that cutscene I'm not showing. Or, like, for cutscenes that are the same except for certain things.
And now we're tackling Nitro Man's stage. And Nitro Man's stage has an interesting music piece, but the gimmick for this stage is that there are these trucks that, like, drive towards you, and you can actually use the chill spike on them, and it can actually freeze them or destroy them. And so that's worth keeping in mind. It's very handy indeed, but the chill spike is also the weakness for Nitro Man himself, so you'll want to save that for, like, later. And since I'm playing as base here, you can actually go up to the ceiling and, like, hit the top of the place, and you can shoot the lights, and that basically acts, it's like a stoplight. It prevents them from going until it shifts back, so like, stop, which is a clever gimmick. And this is partly what I mean about this game having unique level design. Like, it's so unusual. Like, these are things that, like, you just never really saw in previous Mega Man games. And so, like, I don't agree with the assessment that this is, like, just another Mega Man game, because it's like, there are a lot of really neat design decisions and very clever level design.
But the Solar Blaze is, fairly good. It's, very powerful, but unfortunately you don't get that much ammo, which, I think it should have a bit more ammo for it to, like, be, like, more useful. But as it is, it's still pretty powerful, and it can often, like, two-shot or even one-shot a lot of enemies, and that can come in handy, especially for, like, Strike Man's stage, where we'll be running into a number of enemies. But I've also used quite a bit of Nitro Man's stage as well. But Nitro Man's stage is really neat because it has this very unique style that encourages, or rather allows for multiple ways of playing. Because you can either be, like, reckless and just go through the stage and blaze on ahead using, like, taking risks and whatnot, or you can play it safe and, like, go through it slowly but carefully. And that is some interesting design. It's neat to see them design a stage that can be played in, like, such an interesting way, in, like, a way that both rewards people looking for a challenge and who want to get through it quickly, and those who want to play it safe. So that's some interesting design, but I also like Strike Man's stage. It's very fun and filled with, like, all sorts of hazards, and you can make some really great use of the weapons, and in it I'm gonna be showing off, like, why I think the weapons are pretty good, even though they do take some skill in order to use right. And I'm not really an expert at this game. Like, I'm no world-class grandmaster or anything like that. I'm only just some random schlub on the internet. But still, it's fun, and I think it makes good use of all of the weapons. And I actually find Strikeman's weapon, the Rebound Striker, to be better than the Gemini Laser, even though, like, again, you don't get as much ammo to it as you should, but it's still pretty powerful. And, it's, like, better than the Gemini Laser, because that's basically what it is. And it allows you to, like, fire quickly, and, like, you can fire up, down, or straight ahead, and it will bounce along the wall for, like, several times, but each time it bounces, it actually becomes more powerful, and this applies to the Robot Masters, or, well, the bosses that are weak to it. It's also a lot faster than the Gemini Laser, so that's another reason why I say it's better than the Gemini Laser. But Strikeman's stage also has a lot of easy mini-bosses that can be taken out very quickly with the Triple Blade. But there are also some streams in which we'll be making some great use of the Water Shield. And the Water Shield, as I've said before, is the third best shield weapon in the game. Well, in the series, that is. I mean, there's only one shield weapon in the game, but in the series, it's the second best. I mean, the third best. I'm tripping over my words today, dang it. But I do think that this game has an amazing soundtrack, and, like, for those who say that, like, this game is, like, it has a soundtrack that's lacking and it just isn't as good as the rest, I point them to Commando Man's stage, Solar Man's stage, Strike Man's stage, and a coming theme that we'll be running into later. I'd say what it is, but it's a bit of a spoiler. I mean, not exactly, but if you don't see it coming, then you're wrong, you're a fool. And you haven't been paying attention to the series, or to my other LPs. And you should do that, seriously. I've tried to make my LPs as conveniently I'm Dr. Lowy. I've been making my LPs as easily to access as easy to access as possible. But I'm showing off the Water Shield here because, like, as you can see, it can be really useful in defending against locker enemies. Seriously? Lockers? Okay. But, anyway, this stage is pretty interesting because it's not often that you get to see, like, a sports-themed level in a Mega Man game, and that's pretty cool. But the wheel cutter allows you to slide up walls, and that can be useful for speedrunning. But I'm not necessarily one that, like, uses it a whole lot. It's pretty decent. But yeah, let's actually try and fight that Strike Man. And he is pathetic with his weakness. Like, he just dies. You just, like, sneeze on him and he dies. Although, like, apparently he has quite a temper because he hit a like, batter that he didn't like and put that guy in the hospital. He's not someone that you'd want to get angry with. Like, you don't want to get him angry, because he seems to have quite the temper. But, the Rebound Striker I find to be pretty decent, although, like, we won't be getting a whole lot of chances to use it, but it's still a cool weapon. And the reason I'm saving Sheepman for last is because his weapon is, well, pretty bad. I mean, I've been defending several of the weapons so far, but I'm not going to be defending the Thunder Wall. That's just crap. Because it's like, the thing with these weapons that you need to remember is that they're a lot more, I guess for lack of a better word, tactical than weapons in previous games. It's like they're not so much focused on providing weapons that are powerful or that can be used in, like, some ways that make them really destructive or, like, awesome or, like, in your face. They're more focused on, like, providing weapons that you need to use as some tactics in order to wield them correctly. Like the Commando Bomb, you can aim it up or down, and then when it goes up or down, you can shoot it left or right, and then it won't be able to move anymore. So, it can be pretty powerful, but you need to know how to aim it right, and that can be kinda tricky. So, that's one thing that I feel I should mention. I mean, there are some extra weapons that are, like, ridiculously powerful, but there are still, like, some weapons that are like that. And the Solar Blaze is kind of another example. You just sort of need to know when to use it. Like, I think the only weapon that isn't like this in some way, out of the main Robot Master weapons, that is the Solar Blaze. And the Solar Blaze... wait, did I say the Solar Blaze? I meant the Triple Blade. I really am getting tripped up on my words today. But still, we're going to finish this. And once we collect the last Robot Master power and defeat Sheepman, surely we'll be able to stop the Robo-Enza virus. I mean, obviously there's no evil mastermind behind this, or it's just some weird thing. And also, one thing that's interesting about the Robo-Enza virus, a lot of people speculate that that's actually meant to be like the precursor to the Mega Man X series, and like something that we'll be running into in that. And I don't want to go into it too much here, but it's like, I don't really see that. It's like, okay, maybe that's true, like maybe it is like the precursor to that, but it goes absolutely nowhere with it. It's just sort of like something that they just sort of throw in there, and it's not that interesting. And I find the story also had potential, just like Mega Man 9. Instead of like what the question that is raised in Mega Man 9, it's like, do robots resent being disposed of when they're no longer needed? And another thing that, like, this game asks is, have we become too dependent on technology? And that's a very fascinating question, I find, except the story goes nowhere with it. It's just sort of something that they throw in for, like, some sort of flavor to, like, make it seem better than it actually is, but they don't provide any real answers or really any interesting things to go by. It's just sort of there, and I don't much care for that. But I digress. I kind of wish they went more with it, that like they did something with it and didn't make it something that was completely pointless. But do robots stream of electric sheep? That seems to be the theme of this level. But, Sheep Man is really stupid. Like, his design is just really freaking stupid. Like, a sheep man. Really? That's what you came up with? Like, you're running out of ideas, Capcom! Or whoever came up with this. So, why would you need a sheep man anyway? But one thing that I forgot to mention about Base, he can't actually shoot through walls, which is pretty fair, like, since he can't do that, like, since he can do all of the cool things, it makes sense that he'd limit his power that way. He also can't move and shoot at the same time except when he's in the air. So again, that's fair enough. But with that, we've got the Thunder Wall. And that creates a cloud that shoots lightning down. And, like, that's it. It only damages things in a vertical line. It's kind of useless, but that's all for this video. This is the Mississippi King signing out. And in the next video, we'll find out the truth behind Robo Enza. So see y'all then.